Blog Talk Radio.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, Executive Producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all.
Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed, into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with ZeldaSpeaks for your Monday morning mindfulness sessions on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution, Mondays, 7:30 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit ZeldaSpeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moment tip of the day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next session of mindfulness on higher learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
Grand Rising. And thank you all once again for joining us on this Monday morning edition of the Female Solution, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Well, today we're going to talk about finding balance. How do you find balance with so many things happening in your life at once? How do you keep from getting overwhelmed with responsibilities, personal issues, health, and unending obligations to friends and family? Our host, Zelda Speaks, shares some insights about a few of the issues that have captured our attention over these last few days. Sometimes watching the news can really be stressful, particularly when we feel helpless to change conditions. Well, today we'll look at how to transform those feelings of helplessness to feelings of empowerment as we learn to relax, breathe,
and let go of stressful thoughts to change in your life. And what is your plan of action to make that happen? Feel free to call in and express your views, 515-605-9325. And remember to press 1 to speak to the host. We've had a very exciting last couple of weeks, actually, and I'm really grateful for the successful launching of On Air Magazine. We have had an opportunity to reach a global audience with this latest edition that was spread throughout the Peace Conference held June 7th here in Chicago at the top of the Willis Tower. And you'll be seeing some bits of that on the Higher Learning Network with our Monday host, ZeldaSpeaks. She was one of the journalists there covering that event, and we had an opportunity to see some of the work going on all across the world in the name of peace. Chairman Man-Hee Lee, head of the Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light, spoke to the United Nations, and we had an opportunity to see that address and to recognize the magnitude of this global peace movement, even as we sit in this United States of America under the leadership of someone we're not sure really understands that peace begins with justice. And you can't have peace if you're brutalizing people for whatever reason, whether it's their ethnicity, their national origin, their language, whatever it is. We can't have peace until we have compassion for every member of the society. So we've been looking at the atrocity of separating families and having children be separated from their parents as people are deported. And, you know, you can easily be goaded into cruel and bullying behavior if someone gives you an argument that seems to make sense and you're struggling yourself. There are a lot of people that are looking at the job situation and saying, well, you know, these foreigners are taking our jobs, they're undocumented, they need to go back home. You know, all of that might sound like that makes sense, but in reality, there is enough abundance for everyone on this earth to share. This earth feeds us for absolutely free. And we talked about this on the Woman to Woman with Wanda Carter show yesterday as we sat in a garden right there in the heart of Inglewood, one of supposedly the most dangerous communities in the nation. And yet we could see that there are those who chose to change the narrative about our community, as opposed to it being deserts where we can't get fresh food. We have an abundance of vacant land that we can use to grow our own. And once we see things differently, then we'll respond differently, and we'll treat each other differently. So rather than believing there's this small supply of food and housing and things that we need to live, we can see the abundance that is enough for everyone to share, and no one needs to be snatched away from their child in order for anybody to have a job. So we should not allow ourselves to be goaded into accepting acts of cruelty, because what we allow to happen to another will one day be perpetrated on us. Didn't we learn that lesson from the slave experience? Those who thought that it was a good idea to sell off their prisoners of war so that perhaps their enemies would be out of the country and then they would be able to enjoy more prosperity and would have a greater power over the land if they just got rid of the dissenters and sold them for a profit to foreign governments that were organizing enslavement abroad. So a few people with that great idea, oh, this is how we get rid of the dissidents. This is how we get rid of those who may rise up against the government. This is how we get rid of our prisoners of war. This is how we get rid of those who we think are inconsequential and a burden on the society. This is how we get rid of those who are weaker. And this is how we get rid of those women who maybe are insubordinate. This is how we get rid of those men who may rise up in rebellion. This is how we get rid of people that are a problem. Well, guess what? You got rid of those, and those same people who carted away your problem came back for you. And 200 years later, we're seeing the continent of Africa still struggling with self-imposed poverty because the land has the power to feed everybody on it. So when we see those films of the starving African children, it's not because the land can't grow food. It's because people chose a political policy of betrayal, and they destabilized the land and then allowed others to come in and colonize them. After you get rid of all the strong men, you don't have anybody to fight back, do you? And so you've got foreign countries that are in control of an abundant land, and people are struggling to try to feed themselves. And when you have struggles over food, you have war. Well, we've got to take an honest look at what we do as a human family that creates the problems that we have, because every single problem we have, we created it. We have to take responsibility for our wrong thoughts that caused us to believe we have to hurt somebody else in order to have our share of what we need to live. Whatever we're suffering is because of those wrong thoughts. And we should be learning from the mistakes of the past so that we don't repeat them and suffer from the consequences again. This past week was an excellent conference hosted by the Rainbow Push Coalition. And if you weren't there, you definitely need to go on the Rainbow Push website and take a look at some of the outstanding events that help to bring our world closer together. One of the workshops that I participated in had to do with the international business for nations and some of the issues surrounding agriculture and empowerment of the people to feed themselves and finally get rid of the colonial control of Europe. And now we're looking at China as taking a large piece of the African continent to give that country the minerals and resources needed to run those factories. And China has an abundance of factories to employ the multiplicity of people. Well, I visited China, and one of the biggest problems that China has is pollution from all the factories. And that pollution kind of wafts over into Korea, and I visited Korea and also saw some of the effects of that. People riding public transportation and walking down the streets with those masks over their face to siphon out some of the polluted air. Do we really want to live like that? So we have some global issues that we need to look at. There's an imbalance when it comes to respecting nature, respecting the earth, respecting the environment, and ease and comfort that comes with industrialization. Well, that's out of balance because you can't kill what's in the water that feeds you. You can't kill what's on the ground when plants that feed you grow from the ground. You can't poison soil, poison water, and poison air and live, not live a healthy life. So that's an imbalance. There's an imbalance when it comes to sharing work, responsibility, and the rights to all that the earth provides. There is no one who can own the earth. Everybody here is a visitor. So any system, the ability for others to live and breathe and eat the food that comes from the free earth, is a wrong system that creates imbalance. So we need to change our thoughts. And rather than adjusting to something that's wrong, that makes us treat people wrong, we need to create that which is balanced, that which empowers everyone to express their creative energy and give to the collective society and receive from the collective society in a way that enables them to live comfortably and at peace. So just like our bodies tell us when we are physically out of balance, by giving us pain in those areas that have been neglected. When there is pain in the society, it's telling us that something is out of balance and it needs correction. When we have violence in our communities, something is out of balance. We had an interesting conversation with a gentleman yesterday, and yesterday was a fun day. We, of course, also did a TV segment with our dear brother's new TV program, Plump TV Showcase, during our live broadcast with Woman to Woman with Wanda Carter. But we had a chance to see some inspiring things in terms of people who have decided to take control of the community in which we live. And as our Life Builders United friends keep telling us, we must build where we live, grow what we eat, sew what we wear, and buy where we own. Well, this is what we had a chance to witness yesterday. People growing the food that they eat on the land that's always been there. You have to see it for its possibilities, rather than a vacant lot with weeds, broken glass, trash. See it for what the earth has to be, and that is a place of abundance where we can grow what we eat. We are not poor. We're not impoverished. We're not lacking. We have everything we need, and the rain falls from the sky without us paying a water bill. Everything we need is given to us for free. So our thinking is out of balance. Our thinking that there's not enough, and so we have to deprive someone of something, or we have to send someone away because they're populating and taking over, and we don't want them in our country, and all of that insanity that we have allowed others to perpetrate to cause us to sign on to a cruel practice of mistreating children, where when you mistreat children, they grow up to give you back what you gave them. So after yesterday's show, we had an interesting conversation with a gentleman who had done, I believe he said, 19, 20 years in the penitentiary, had been a lifelong gangbanger, and had done a number of crimes against people before he finally turned his life around. But he was able to trace it to a childhood of abuse, an angry mother, angry at the father, taking it out on the son. And what does he grow up to do? To brutalize others. So he finally understood that that was the root of his anger, imbalanced in the relationship between his mother and himself, and his father and himself, and his father who left his mother, who was angry. And when we can't get rid of anger and we instead inflict it on an innocent person, that comes back to us in ways we can't even begin to imagine. So this angry man became a menace to society. And after doing a number of hurtful things to himself and others, and after having served time in the penitentiary, something changed inside of him, and he decided that he was going to get his life together. And now he's a successful trucker. He drives a truck, does a regular haul from Illinois to Indiana, makes a very good living, and sees himself differently. We're going to have him on the show at some point as we talk about the repair that we need to do in ourselves, our emotions that cause us to emit anger and inflict pain, particularly on the children that we are raising, because they are like a crop. When you plant a seed and nurture it and cultivate it, water it, give it good air and sunshine, it grows up and it later feeds you and keeps you healthy and strong. But if you deprive it of sunlight, fail to water it, fail to nurture it, it eventually dies. Or if it produces fruit, it is not of good quality. So we cannot continue to abuse children and expect that in the future we're going to have a peaceful society. And today, if we are allowing other people's children to be abused, we will see the fruits of that action future with angry, violent adults who come back at us, and we'll pay the price for having hurt them. This is what we are experiencing right now. And everybody's afraid as the summer progresses, what's the violence going to look like? Well, if we are experiencing violence because we showed an unloving behavior to the children who entrusted their lives to us, and as a result of our neglect, our insensitivity, and our failure to nurture them, they are now inflicting harm on themselves and others, then the way we solve that problem is to give love where we have been unloving. The solution to an absence of love is to give love. What does love look like? Love in action. Well, we also yesterday talked to a young man who is doing a mentoring program for youth, and he spoke about what's needed in teaching skills and giving hope. Well, if our youth are expressing the hopelessness that they feel, the rejection that they feel, and the anger that they feel, then our solution is simply to give them hope. Give them the nurturing, give them the guidance, and give them the opportunities that have been missing in their lives. Spend time showing young people how to develop their own intelligence and creativity, and share with them skills that will enable them to feed, house, and clothe themselves. We talked about developing a program where they're going to learn farming. They're going to learn agribusiness. They're going to learn how to transform the neighborhoods where they live from wastelands to lands of abundance. This is something that we can do, and we don't need anybody's permission. All we need to do is decide to care. So we are seeing what happens when our thinking is out of balance. The people that we are sending away because we let someone instill fear in us. All these foreigners are taking our jobs. Well, the jobs that many of these people are doing are not jobs that you were doing or wanted to do. The fruit pickers, you were not out in the field picking apples and oranges. That was not happening. But many of the people who are being sent away as undocumented workers provided a service that enabled you to eat when you go to the grocery store and buy those fruits and vegetables. So now you got problems where the farmers are not getting the work done, and so fruit rots rather than being picked and shipped to the stores. Everybody is a system, and if you take away one part of the system, then the rest of it suffers. You got the truckers that transport the fruits and vegetables to the stores. So they're all part of that system. So sending people away because we're allowing ourselves to be deluded into thinking that they were taking jobs from us, and we allow the government to separate families, we're going to feel the effects of that in a negative way unless we choose collectively to stop this bullying behavior. And we can't stop it as long as our thinking is incorrect. So for those of you who've been paying attention to the news, you know that there is a major controversy about the sending away of so-called undocumented immigrants and taking parents away from children and detaining children basically in cages like animals in these detention centers. And you think you can treat people cruelly in childhood and it won't come back to you? Yes, it will. Every bit of violence that we are experiencing came as a result of mistreating people in childhood. So we have to bring back the balance in ourselves, our own thinking, our own way of life, to recognize that the imbalance that we created is making us physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually sick. And it's producing a sick society. But we have the power to fix the problem. And that means looking at every system that exists. And if it does not work for the collective good, it is out of balance and needs to be replaced. We don't need to adjust to the wrong or teach our children to adjust to wrong or teach them to tolerate wrong or accept wrong. We need to remove the wrong. That is creating the proper balance in ourselves, in our society, and on this whole planet Earth. That is our job. That's why we're born in these times of what seems to be turmoil, but what is really repair and replacement of an imbalanced system. So we're going to take a break and hear some words of wisdom, insight, and understanding from our Monday host, ZeldaSpeaks, as we talk about finding balance. And we want you to give us a call, 515-605-9325, and share your thoughts. As always, we appreciate you being part of this morning think tank as we work to change the world from the way it is to the way it should be. So we'll be right back after this quick break. So stay with us.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We are now a part of the online network of associated internet radio hosts, On Air. On Air is a fantastic global guide to uplifting and enlightening online shows spanning all 7 continents. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. You can participate in a conversation anywhere in the world with just a tap on your cell phone. Just go to onaireverywhere.com and tap the lines in the upper right-hand corner to get the days of the week. Tap the day of the week, then scroll down to your favorite host and tap the link to hear the show online. Or tap the phone number to call in and participate in the discussion. It's that simple. Go to onaireverywhere.com on your cell phone and hear the good news about our changing world from the global transformers. We're on air everywhere, online all the time.
Oh man, God sent the monthly sun bill today. This sunlight is really expensive, especially during this season. I'll probably have to work overtime to pay it.
Well, you better pay it on time. We don't want the sun to go out and we're sitting up here all day in the dark.
Wouldn't it be terrible if God charged us for sunlight? Well, thank God, the light and heat from the sun is free. So why are we paying such high bills for the energy we use in our homes? Because we don't know how to use solar energy, the free energy from the sun. You can convert your regular home to a solar energy home and save tremendously on your electric bill. Take a look at your electric bill. Wouldn't you like to reduce or possibly even eliminate that cost altogether? Let one of our solar consultants show you how. Call today, 312-849-3456, and schedule a free consultation. That's 312-849-3456.
Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our global peace movement. Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light transcends culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society. HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I am Director Shin-Suk Kim of the HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com.
Are you constantly arguing with your spouse? Are your children misbehaving and acting out? Is someone in your family abusing drugs? Have you been the victim of domestic violence? Are you grieving over the loss of a loved one? Let us help you restore serenity to your life. At Serenity Family Social Services, we understand that good mental health is the result of emotional well-being. Our goal is to assist you and your family in removing emotional distress and restoring harmony and balance to your lives. We offer individual, couples, and family counseling. I'm Howard Williams, CEO of Serenity Family Social Services. Call us today at 312-315-4820. That's 312-315-4820.
Hi, this is John Alexander.
And I'm Naima Latif. Meet people like you who are making a positive difference in the world.
Big difference.
Watch us every day on The Media Connection at www.youtube.com/The Media Connection TV.
YouTube it. We'll see you soon.
There are people who choose to make a positive difference in the world. Our job is to bring you their stories to motivate you to do the same. Join us each week, host John Alexander and Naima Latif, as we bring you the educators, entertainers, elected officials, religious leaders, and community activists whose works are transforming this world. Find out how you can make a difference too. Be inspired. Watch The Media Connection. Mondays at 5 p.m. and Tuesdays at 12 noon on Cable TV Channel 19 in Chicago. And other cities, check your local cable listings.
I'm Dr. Willow Wolf. People in Chicago have been crying out for justice from their government. False that unjust for imprisoned nonviolent offenders. The rich get richer. It's time for change. With your help, I'm asking for your support as I run for mayor of the city of Chicago. Paid for by Wilson Fair.
Hi, I learned ZeldaSpeaks. To start your week off with mindfulness and stress relief session. Today's topic is finding balance, and that's quite a challenge today with all the noise that surrounds us. And a special hello to you and yours. Belated Happy Father's Day if you did not experience that yesterday. And also, I would like to say a kind word to thank Ernest Barr, a fellow skater at the Markham Roller Rink who's been skating there for years. I'm sure you've heard of the train accident over last Thursday. There was a 3-truck pile-up on, I can't remember if it was the Ryan or 57, I think it was, and the driver was killed. Well, that driver was Ernest Barr, so Markham Roller Rink and said a word. Condolence for the family yesterday at the Father's Day celebration. So it is for the family of Ernest Barr. We'll have a little list to do what's right in Indiana, but I don't have the exact information. I don't want wrong information. Just say we'll have that for you. Also, a special help to Raymond Ramos from the Puerto Rican Parade, one of the vendors at the Puerto Rican Parade, which was this weekend. If you did not get a chance to see it, you will get a Facebook page as soon as I can upload it. I mean, there's so many photos and videos. You talk about, it was 100 degrees, couldn't find a cameraman, so I had to film it myself, and I'm standing out in 100-degree weather in the sun. I was in the sun for an hour. And let me tell you, I'm most grateful it is most hot, but after it was over with, I was going to get somewhere cool before I fall out, because me and the kid were sitting outside, spread eagle, because it was just that hot, and the angels were with me. Someone walked up and gave me a cold glass of water, and I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. I didn't stay in the middle of the street. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. And I hope your weekend's long enough. It wasn't. Then we've got Monday. Be mindful if you with that. If you're online, be sure to send in your question, comments, suggestions to social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And our special prize for today, if you can listen for the trivia question of the day, I have for a family pack, a 4-pack of free tickets for the Brookfield Zoo. They expire September 3rd. There's lots of events going on at Brookfield Zoo, so you will get a chance to take your family out and hopefully have a good time. And remember, if you're for a way to earn extra income, you like to help people earn money, especially those who are diabetics. You can go to ZeldaSpeaks. Go to diabeticdonut.com and look at the information there. And if you like to participate in it, simply ZeldaSpeaks.com and shoot us an email. We're also looking for helping organizations, for-profit and non-profit, like we have helped the Higher Learning Network earn money, making money on it. There's a sister from the Caribbean, Yasin Holiday, on Amazon. And remember to set those DVRs for the Higher Learning Network TV show. There's Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19, and 24/7 on the network. Special happy birthday to my cousin Michelle Friars Carey, who's celebrating her birthday tomorrow. And hopefully you'll be celebrating this day hot as it is. Be grateful that we have some hot weather. In Chicago, we are always complaining about how cold it is. And so the universe has decided to take us from winter directly to hot summer because it could 20 below zero. I'm grateful, and I hope you are as well. So let us begin today with a spiritual reading from the day of, which is June 18th. But I'm not because, Spirit, it sent me to another page. So today's reading is taken from Inspirational Conversations, Volume 2, which is a.k.a. ZeldaSpeaks. And it's taken from September 27th, and it says, life sometimes is like that of a computer. You have to click on file. You have to click on open to start something new. You have to click on setup to arrange things. You have to click on margins to set barriers. You have to tab to move from one space to another space without repeating the same movement over and over in life. You have to click on layout to design a plan for your life. You have to click on print to see a visual of what you want in your life. So the next time you compute on it, create a vision board for yourself. Get some pictures from your favorite music, some photos of yourself and loved ones, and places you want to visit, things you want to do, and see yourself in that space. Have some crayons. Yes, I did crayons, and that's called stress relief, by the way. Your mind takes you places. You gotta turn on the computer of life first, and don't forget the computer off. Negativity arises. Plug the cord because viruses show up as haters all the time. Now compute that. And some conversations with Shalom Israel. On Monday morning mindfulness. I hope you enjoy that. And I hope you get something out of it. I hope you enjoy writing because just listen. I simply listen. And I'm getting a word that there is a disconnection on my end. So I am going to dial over that you cannot hear me that well. So if you will just bear with me, and I am going to dial in on another line. And I will be going from number. See that? You can pick it up. In the meantime, for our listeners to join the conversation, call in at 515-605-9325. and we are about to do Monday morning mindfulness meditation. Are you ready? Alrighty, so let's get ready. As we begin this process this morning, we will close our eyes, sit up straight in a chair if you are sitting, if you are lying down, so that you can focus on the breath, and the spine is where the energy flows from, travels up. So if you are sitting up erect, even though there's a natural curve in the spine, it helps with the transference of energy as you are breathing throughout the body. So if you can, sit up straight, feet flat on the floor, nothing in your hands, nothing in your lap, nothing on your feet, nothing on your shoulders, and nothing on your mind but that of your breath. Nothing in your heart but that of love and light. And as we begin the process this morning, I simply want you to close your eyes, and the only thing that you should really be looking at is the inside of your eyelids. So we will begin taking breath to the count of 6. You will inhale deeply, hold it for a quick second, and exhale to the count of 6, breathing through the nose if possible. And I always say the nose because we have a tendency to take longer, deep breaths through the nostrils. It oxygenates the larynx and the throat. So let us begin. Inhale deeply to the count of 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. Releasing through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you should feel your chest expanding. And as you exhale, you should feel your chest release. So focus on the breath. If you feel like it, as you continue breathing, counting to yourself, put your hand on your stomach, and you should feel your stomach inflate and deflate as you breathe. Let us continue to the count of 6. Inhale deeply. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale deeply. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. As we give thanks, we know that we are at the right place, at the right time, doing the right thing. We give thanks for the breath of life, and with each breath we take, we are sending messages to every cell, tissue, fiber in our bodies. We give thanks that they all work together through no effort of our own. They simply work as they were designed because we have been given a body, which is the temple, to do amazing and miraculous things. And when we take the time to inhale and exhale deeply, we are responding to the Creator's will for our lives. Because when we are breathing, we are paying attention to the divine design of the temple to continue the process of healing in our bodies. And as we discuss balance today, this is part of the balancing process. To heal ourselves mentally, spiritually, physically. Keep breathing deeply to the count of 6. financially, emotionally, and education. Education is key, and that's what we're doing right now. We're educating each and every cell of our body as we give thanks, reminding it to keep doing what it's doing. Can you imagine having to set an alarm? Alarms would be going off all day if we had to remind ourselves to think. If we had to remind ourselves to blink. Inhale deeply. And exhale, releasing, letting go of all that is not healthy. As we inhale, we give thanks for the long, deep breath that we take that oxygenates our liver, our lungs, our spleen, our spine, our spine, our pancreas, our colon, our genital area. We give thanks for the oxygenation of each and every limb in our body, beginning with the head and the eyes and the ears and the nose and the mouth and the breath. We give thanks for the breath. Inhale deeply to the count of 6. Hold it, releasing, letting go, and letting God, knowing that we are at the right place at the right time. Inhaling deeply, repeating the words out loud. I am happy, I am healthy, I am whole and complete. Exhale, release, let go. As you continue to breathe, this is one of the affirmations that I use daily. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, I release, let go, and let God. Inhale deeply. Hold it. I release, let go, sending light, love, and energy to each and every part of my body that is telling me that there's an imbalance somewhere. Inhale deeply. And as I let go and let God, as I exhale, I am sending light, love, and healing energy to the parts of my body that are demanding my attention. As I inhale deeply, repeat the words, I am happy, I am healthy, I am whole and complete. Yes, I am just as I am. It does not matter if the world says my feet are too big, my hips are too big, my butt, my back, my arms, my thighs, my eyes, my hair's not long enough. I'm too short, I'm too tall, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm too this, I'm too that. I am perfect just as I am. Inhale deeply. And exhale, I release of all negativity of thoughts that are none of my business. What other people think and say about me is not of my concern. I am on a mission to well-being today, and I give thanks for the balance of light and love that I am sending each and every organ in my body that requires it. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, I am sending light, love, and healing energy to each and every organ in my body that needs it. Inhale deeply. I am happy. I am healthy. I am whole and complete. Yes, I am. And as I exhale, I release, let go, and let God, sending light, love, and healing energy throughout my body. Now take this last long, deep inhale deeply. I am happy, healthy, whole, and complete. Exhale, I am sending light, love, and energy as I put my chin to my chest And I rotate my head very slowly, extremely slowly to the left. Slowly, slowly, slowly bringing the head around to the back. Slowly, you're moving way too fast. Slow down. And slowly bringing it over to the right. Slowly, slowly, slowly bringing it to the right and around to the front. Slowly, still breathing. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. Still chin to chest and slowly rotating the head to the right. Slowly, slowly, slow down. Moving too fast. Slowly. The head should just about be getting to the back. Slowly, slowly, and working its way over to the left. Slow down. Slowly, slowly, still breathing. Slowly bringing it around to the front, chin to chest, head straight up. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Inhale deeply. Look to the left. Eyes still closed. Hold it. And exhale. Head back to front. Inhale deeply. And head to right. Hold it. Exhale. And head back to front. Inhale deeply. I am happy, healthy, whole, and complete. Yes, I am. Exhale. I release, let go, and send healing energy to each and every part of my body that needs it. There is no dis-ease in the body until there's dis-ease in the mind. So today we are practicing ways to release and restore energy in the body by the breathing. Your internal organs, your heart, liver, and lungs, all thank you this morning because you have equipped your body with the necessary tools to take you throughout the day, to help you whenever you are stressed in a situation that you may not be familiar with, that someone comes and attacks you mentally, physically, or emotionally. You simply stop. Do not react. You have the choice. You have the power. You do not react. You simply respond by breathing, taking long, luscious breaths, like as if they were your last, because one day they will be. So just remember to breathe today and share this technique with someone who may be experiencing the same. Because when you start breathing on people, people will look at you very strangely. And it's okay because they probably will leave you alone, especially if you have a little garlic or a little onion on your breath. And it just makes the day a whole lot better. People will, they'll think twice before they come at you. So let me know if you enjoyed that this morning when you call in. Would love to know how you enjoy the breathing exercises, and feel free to drop me a line. I love the testimonials. You can go to ZeldaSpeaks.com, and on the first page you'll see a page there where you can leave your information. And you can also go to Zelda Speaks Mindfulness on YouTube. I have a channel it's called Zelda Speaks Mindfulness. You get a chance to see other tips and techniques and other people who are enjoying what we have to offer here on your Monday morning mindfulness. If you'd like to join the conversation before we go, after we come from commercial break, simply call in at 515-605-9325, and we will be back to discuss how to repair the imbalances in our bodies. And one of those ways just did it through breathing. But we want to talk about this morning, what area of your life is there an imbalance? Is it your health? Is it your thinking? Is it your finances? Whoa, that's a big one. So you stay close, and we will be right back here for more of Monday Morning Mindfulness. And thanks for listening.
Hi, this is Beata, your holistic life coach. Every Friday morning, I'm on the Female Solution. I'm also blogging live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Soul Purpose Healing, where I help you get back into alignment with the Creator's love, compassion, and wisdom. On Sunday, you can call in at 215-383-5863 or go to www.blogtalkradio.com/soulpurposehealing. When I'm not doing spiritual adjustments on Blog Talk Radio, I'm helping clients reduce the stress in their lives with EFT, essential oils, and cost-saving health plans like Ameriplan. Ameriplan is a better way to save money on your health care expenses. There is more information on how to contact me at www.yourholisticlifecoach.com. Till then, stay in joy.
Do you need to borrow money to buy or fix a house? Call Spartan Holdings, LLC, Real Estate Investment and Consulting. We'll help you build your individual and corporate credit so you can get the money you need to pay for whatever you want, from home improvement to business equipment. I'm John Worthy, CEO of Spartan Holdings, LLC, a veteran-owned business. Call us at 773-869-5805. Again, that's 773-869-5805, or you can reach me via email at spartanholdingsllc, the number 64, at gmail.com. Thanks.
Do you or your organization need space for an event? Call the Quarry Event Center at 2423 East 75th Street in Chicago for your parties, banquets, award ceremonies, repasses, concerts, and business seminars. Available 7 days a week. Now under new management. Call us at the Quarry at 773-663-2557. That's 773-663-2557.
Hi, I'm Beloved, and I'll be joining the Female Solution family on Saturdays from 12 noon to 2 p.m. with a brand new show entitled Women Entrepreneurs International. Women Entrepreneurs International empowers women to be financially free by starting their own home-based business. I look forward to being with you Saturday, 12 noon. Call in 515-605-9325. We, WEI, we are the answer.
Hi, this is Maika, and I want you to join me every Thursday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and let's talk about it. There are so many interesting things to talk about, and we have many thought-provoking discussions. We have amazing guests on the show, and you'll find real transparency, a really peaceful environment, also a healing environment as we do EFT and other healing modalities to bring ourselves into congruence and balance. It's also a child-friendly environment. And we have an open mic. All you have to do is press 1 to be heard and to say what you have to say. No fear, no fake, real truth. That's what you'll find on my show. Visit our archives at The Female Solution on Blog Talk Radio and listen to past discussions that are intriguing. Call 505-615-9325. Invite a friend and listen in, and I'll see you then on Blog Talk Radio. Let's talk about it with Maika every Thursday.
Are you having challenges with your 2-year-old who has suddenly discovered they have a free will and has learned to tell you no? Are you having challenges with your 8-year-old who has suddenly learned how to tell untruths in order to avoid punishment? Are you having challenges with your 13-year-old who has suddenly realized that they know everything and you know nothing? Parenting is a challenge. Our children are here to learn and grow in understanding so that they can reach their highest creative potential and contribute to a new world of peace and harmony. To do our part as their teachers and protectors takes wisdom, patience, and skill. Join me, Naima Latif, and facilitator Mark Shahid on the Parenting and Family Reconstruction Learning Lab every Thursday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time on American Muslim 360 Blog Talk Radio. Tune in at www.blogtalkradio.com/American Muslim 360. Call in with your questions at 515-605-9891. That's 515-605-9891. Spare the rod. Love the child.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Chicago is a big city, 234 square miles. We have 50 aldermen to watch over our neighborhood, but only one police superintendent. As mayor, I will add 3 more superintendents and form separate districts for them to be responsible for and bringing top management to the police force closer to our citizens. Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
And thank you for joining us back here for Monday Morning Mindfulness on Blog Talk Radio.
Okay, we're back.
And if you just joined us, remember to press 1 when you want to speak. Call 515-605-9325. I was listening over the weekend, excuse me, of a young man who is an artiste. His name is Dwayne Chester. And he was talking about how we are out of balance and the gap in the generations and what we can do about that. And I just thought it was very interesting to hear such a young soul speak. And I just want to share that with you this morning. So let me know what you think. His name is Dwayne Chester Hilton.
There's a disconnect between the older generation and the younger generation. I get a lot of flack because I'm pro-black. I think I'm pro-black as it is. My children are born in the house. You feel me? My children are homeschooled. Okay? I think it was the hospitals and none of that. But I'm not extreme. So if it was necessary, I would, but it hasn't been necessary. You know, one of the things, we got to look at the hospital, just to detour a little bit. They'll have would you lay down to defecate? Like, if you had to use the bathroom and you get closer and closer to your house and you're like, man, it's starting to really come out, would you then go to the toilet and lay down to try to make it come out? No, you wouldn't. You would squat. That's kind of like what we're doing when we're on the toilet. But now here's a woman that's supposed to give birth to a child in the medical institutions where all these people with certificates are going to turn around and tell that woman to lay down, to go against gravity and compromise the integrity of her spine, all right, and then want to induce labor, all right, and give her epidurals. And if the child is born inside of 30 to 45 minutes from the time of that shot, the child comes out with their eyes closed, we think it's perfectly normal if the child is drugged up. That's crazy. But we go to Egypt, like I went to Egypt, and I went to the world's first hospital, Temple to Lake, and you see all over the walls the women squat and do not go against gravity. But they were the ones that's considered to be incompetent. But today in contemporary science, we got women still laying down. And even the placenta, because I delivered my daughters. I didn't cut the placenta when the baby came out. We let the afterbirth come out. And we let the placenta continuously contract so the rest of the stem cells could get to the child, which would diffuse the potentiality of the child actually being sick. And it heightens that child's consciousness. Absolute fact, my daughter was 4 years old speaking 4 languages. So, but we cut it the second the child is born. And if we were to go to the hospital right now and say, I would like to keep the afterbirth, they would give us hell. We would have to sign all sorts of applications and everything just to have entitlement to something that comes out of that woman's body. We would actually sign off papers if we had to go to the hospital for the people that tell, make sure you get your placenta, make sure you get your afterbirth. They will give you hell to do that. Why? Because it has so much DNA and so much of those stem cells that's used to cure people that come from a different demographic who have more genetic implications, right? And they use us as the fountain of youth. It's no different from Henrietta Lacks, the oldest woman on planet Earth. They've been still using her cells from the time she was alive decades ago, okay? Henrietta Lacks, they use her cells to create the remedy and the cures for several of the diseases that we are subject to today as a black woman. And we look her up and you'll see they've been using her DNA from the time that she died without the permission of her family to cure people of other races.
So, and if you're wondering who Henrietta, he said Lex, but I thought it was Leaks. Oprah did a special on her, the story of Henrietta Leaks. I think it's Leaks. Henrietta Leaks. Whatever, if you Google it, you will see this man, young man, made so much sense. I had to share that with you because never have given birth to a child and not understanding how that process goes, but it makes sense. It's just like defecating. Why wouldn't you not squat? Because the colon has to be in line with the body, and if you are in a sitting position, the colon becomes truncated, and that results in a blockage. So you think you fully released it, and you haven't. It's some still there. So I ask you to try something different. I always say if you want something different, do something outrageous. And I'm going to share with you, and most of us are a little shameful about talking about releasing the bowels. That's why the world is so constipated now, and half the people listening are constipated. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. You don't know, you don't have the information you need. Well, you're at the right place to get it, because I, too, was one of those people. But let me back up for a second when you talked about squatting, giving birth, and squatting when you use the toilet. As a kid, when I went south to live with my aunt, who lived in this great big old white house, and it was dilapidated and falling apart, but it was still a great big house. And there were bathrooms all over the place, and some worked and some didn't. And one night, in the middle of the night, I had to get up and go. And none of the toilets were working, and I had to go. So what did I do? She said, go out back, buy a tree in a bush, and take care of your business. And I went out back, and I squatted. And that's the one time that I remember when I squatted that it was such a flow. There was no... You know, sometimes when some people are on the toilet, you hear them in there grunting. Well, it's because there's a blockage there. If it comes out in little pellets, that's not a good sign. It needs to be long and full, like your arm. It needs to be, it should look like a banana, and it should float. It should be yellow. It should be green. And if it's brown, that means there's probably not enough fiber and there's not enough vegetables in your diet. And why am I talking about poop? Because we need to talk about poop. That's part of the imbalance. When there's an imbalance in the colon, the whole body is disconnected. The whole body is disconnected. Remember when I said whether there's an imbalance in the mind or in the body, everything begins in the mind. If there's an imbalance in the mind, then we got issues, because those issues will show up in the body. And I talk about my imbalance in my body as often as I can. But in the meantime, in between time, we're going to talk about your imbalances. And we're going to go to the phone line and talk to Lois at 4498. Grand Rising, Lois, and thank you for joining us this morning on Monday Morning.
Good morning, Grand Rising. God is so good. You know, I've been trying to let you know how the breathing exercise has helped me, well, maybe for the last month. However, I was injured on the right side of my neck in 2002, and I've been going to the doctor since 2002, but I got into one of your breathing exercises about a month ago, and the chin to chest, the pain just went completely away, and I just look forward to doing that every Monday. I don't know, but I know for a fact that the pain in my right neck and to my head, it just left. So I just thank you.
Wow. Thank the Creator. I'm just listening. I'm just following the rules, I'm doing what I've been told to do. So all praise to the Creator. Oh, my goodness. That is wonderful to hear.
Yes. Thank you again. God is good.
All the time. And you didn't have to run and get any pharmaceuticals, no Tylenol, no aspirin, no this, that, or the other. None of that.
Well, over a month now.
Oh my goodness. That is so wonderful. Had you been taking anything for the pain before then?
Oh, yes. They've had me on codeine #3, and I've gone to therapy. And like I said, it happened in 2002, so it was very severe. But the pain was not as excruciating as it was after I had taken the medicines and what have you. But the medicines would only last maybe 4 hours or so. and then you'd have to take some more. But I took massages on it, different things on it. Nothing took away the pain, but the chin to chest exercise. That just removed it.
Wow. Now, see, this is how God, Allah, Yahweh, Yud-Hey-Wav-Hey, Jesus, Buddha, whatever you want to call your creator. This is how the universe works. If you listen to it, when it gives you instructions and you obey, you enjoy the abundance. How awesome is that?
Yes. It's awesome, totally awesome. So I have shared that chin to chest exercise with quite a few people, and I mean, I don't know if it worked for them as well as me, but I only tell people about things that I know has helped me, and that is one of the exercises. The breathing exercise is the best exercise, I believe, for the entire body, the mind, and everything else. But my neck is in such, I can turn it backwards and I can just do anything I want with my neck. And I just thank you again, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much for calling and sharing that information. That just made my day, because let me tell you, during the course of facilitating that breathing exercise, that thought just came to me. That was not my intention. That's why I asked the spirit that is within me to speak through me, to give me the words, to help facilitate healing for our listeners. So I thank you for that, but it is not of my own doing. The words, the verbiage, chin to chest, just came to me as we were doing it. So I am most grateful to be a servant, to be of service, to make someone else's life better. And I ask you and I thank you to continue sharing that with people so that we can all get on the same page and we can all feel good about ourselves and about the planet in which we live. Because if more people become attuned to the breath, to the essence of who we are, life can't help but be better for everyone.
I agree.
Yes, ma'am. So thank you so much for sharing that. Are you on our mailing list, Lois?
I believe I am. I don't know.
Today, if you would do me a favor and go to ZeldaSpeaks.com and send me your information and mention the breathing, because I send out the newsletter immediately after the show. Around 10 o'clock, I send it out.
Well, I'm at loistrask23@gmail.com.
Can you spell it for me, Lois?
Lois, Lois, Trask, Trask, 23@gmail.com.
Okay, then I'll be sure and get you on the mailing list today.
Okay. And thanks again.
Thank
and God bless you. And keep up the good work.
God bless you, too. Excuse me?
I said keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you, sister. Thank you, Lois. Thank you. And you keep up the good work, too, girl. You keep breathing so you don't have to be on the codeine and all the other drugs that the big pharma has us on. As we go to the... Yes, thank you, sister. You have a great day, and thank you so much for calling. I'll get that information to you in the email in the newsletter today.
Okay.
If you'd like to call in, thank you, sister. The lines are open at 515-605-9325. Remember to press 1 to speak. We've got Rashida on 6303 Grand Rising. Rashida, thank you for joining us on Monday Morning Mindfulness. On the
Grand
female
Rising
salute.
to you. Good morning.
Grand Rising to you too, my sister.
You were talking about BM, the bowel movement, and
yes, ma'am.
My grandmother taught me from the old school. Most people think Epsom salt is something to soak in, but it actually was patented and designed for a laxative. the good thing about the Epsom salt, though, is it cleanses the upper and the lower colon, as well as it has magnesium. So for those who have, that problem, or they don't have a problem, it's a good cleansing mechanism, and it had been designed for a laxative, but most people don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I wanted to ask you, that some time ago there was a trivia question, and I was one of the ones who responded. I haven't received any response from you all. You or Naima, because I'm curious to see the promotion that you and she were giving for those trivia answers. So could you tell me what happened to that?
Okay, which one are we talking about?
Oh, that was a few months ago before I came to Chicago. I don't know what it was.
Now, you really want me to go back and think to a couple of months ago?
Well, actually, no, I thought maybe you had it in your archives because I had it in my mind, and I was curious, as I said, about it, what it was. It was promised, but it never was received. That's all. I don't want you to go back in your mind for anything.
Oh, you're talking about the Innovative Mindfulness Breakthrough System or the 21-day stress relief practice journal. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's something like that, as I recall. I don't remember the name of it, but it was something, I like winning. I told you I hadn't won anything, but I haven't received it either. So that's why I'm asking.
Were you a winner that day?
Oh, yes, I was. I was the first winner on you and
you never received it.
Not from Naima, Naima either. No, I haven't.
Well, we can't put that on Naima. That's from my show. So
no. Naima too. It was both of you.
Oh,
I'm not putting anything on anyone.
Okay.
It was on her Wednesday show with Imam. He had the trivia question proposed the first time, and then the third time he told me I couldn't win anymore. But I haven't won anything yet. I just wondered what it was like, so I could probably follow up later if it's something I would like,
Okay, well, I have the one that I mentioned just a few minutes ago, the Mindfulness Stress Relief Home Day Journal, home practice journal. If you email me, Zelda at ZeldaSpeaks.com, or just go to ZeldaSpeaks.com, and there's information there that you can click on and send me your information, and I'll be sure that you get that, because that's what it's here for, to share, and I want you to have it, and I apologize for you not getting it sooner. So if you can you do that for me today? Can you go to ZeldaSpeaks.com?
How you spell Zelda?
Z is in zebra,
mm-hmm.
ELDA, like Zelda, like the Nintendo game Zelda, ZELDA. And speaks, like I'm speaking to you, SPEAKS, Zelda Speaks, with an S, Zelda Speaks, Zelda at ZeldaSpeaks.com. Did you get that?
It's Zelda at ZeldaSpeaks.com?
.com. Yes, ma'am. Zelda at ZeldaSpeaks.com.
Okay, I will definitely do that, because I like to promote you all in whatever you're doing, but I'm just concerned about it, and I want to know more about it. That's all.
Wonderful.
So thank you.
And we definitely want you to be able to practice more stress relief at home. So I will definitely get that to you. Are you in Chicago?
Yeah, I don't have stress at home. I have stress when I come into Chicago. I come here and thinking I'm in an organized community, where people are not standing on the corner and stuff like they did in the hood. And here on the news, the first thing I hear on the news is some woman named Muhammad was beheaded and put into a trash can. In a suitcase, and buried in her house down the street 6 blocks away from where I am. So
Oh my goodness.
that was sort of, depressing. And then my little cousin on the west side, he got shot in the back and killed. And I said, man, Satan is really oppressing me. Every time I come back home, it's some crazy stuff. So we have to go to a funeral. He was shot in the back and killed. And we did have some gathering at the state building in regards to the beheaded woman named Muhammad. So it's crazy to me. I don't know what we're doing with our people and why people are so destructive toward each other, but it's sad. Yeah. Especially,
we're out of balance.
Being a victim of having that type of stuff happen in my family, the youngest baby. Now, I know that couldn't be a punishment that God put on us to kill each other. God don't do no harm to nobody. I don't believe that He does anything to hurt us. But no one, there were only 4 women there in regards to this sister. And when this woman, I don't know whether she was a Muslim or who she was, but she was 81 years old. And just, by her being 81 years old, the elders, we should have some type of unity to stand up against that type of crime, because we're not overseas. They behead people all the time, but we right here in the black community. I couldn't get nobody to stand up, but they standing up for women's rights overseas. But I think that woman had lived 81 years. She had the right to live some more, and it wasn't God who took her out. So,
oh my goodness.
Did you hear about that?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Yeah, it's on the news.
No, when was this? See, this is the main reason why I don't watch the news, because it's too depressing.
Right.
Depressing. And someone would probably say to me, well, you need to watch the news to be aware. Well, let me say something to that, because I know somebody somewhere is listening and has that thought. This is how I see it. I have been here on this planet not any amount of years, but I have been here, the numbers unimportant. I have been here long enough to know that what I need to know always comes to me when I need to know it. And I say that not being arrogant, but I say that out of balance, out of knowing that the Creator always has my back and I will not be in harm's way. And that which I need to know, I will always know it, because I trust and believe and know that.
You know what? The European was at Operation Push seminar this past weekend. He said something made good sense to me. He said that fear and all those things like fear are oppressive, and it comes from the oppressor. And you think, if you have a fear of a snake, that's oppressing. And our people have been so oppressed that we become post-genocidal, and that's not good. It should be something, yes, I believe in Almighty. I've been believing in Almighty ever since I could, can remember. When I was a child, I used to get on my knees and pray to the Almighty at 5 years old without someone telling me to do it. Prayer without action don't make sense. And then human beings are human beings, and you can develop phobic type, behaviors because of being in oppressed society. That's why a lot of us are subservient to, think subservient rather, to some of those Europeans, because they were our oppressor, and we're still oppressing each other. It's not outside of ourselves. It's inside of our own community, and we can't see beyond, and that's oppressive to me. No, I'm not afraid, but I know one thing. If I go out here on this bus stop and catch this bus, and one of those fools like they did on the L last week start shooting or stabbing somebody, I can't run. So that's real. I can't run because that's my disability. I can walk and all of that and stand, but I can't run from somebody oppressing me in my own community with a knife or a gun or killing my relative. I can't say, oh, Almighty God is looking out for me. Almighty God is looking out for all of us, but then Satan got his souls too. Satan got his people, and they busy advocating and oppressing. And that was a good thing, I think the man said on Operation Push Seminar, the European, he said that, yeah, we oppressed, and we made the black people post-genocidal. Now, if he can stand up and be truthful about the reality, why can't we understand our own behavior and our own environment, and then to try to pray and rectify the problem? Yeah, I got big faith. I've been praying a long time. But when I got stabbed at the ATM with an ice pick, that didn't stop it because Satan got his people. But I didn't die, and I wasn't permanently injured. But that trauma, that trauma was devastating, and we have, I can understand PTSD now. Hearing that, then now, the weird, I got to go to a funeral and look at another member in the casket. Yeah, I have faith, but I don't think I'll be blessed enough to be in the casket. I'll probably wind up permanently injured. And that's where my focus come in. So we need to stand up as a people and check our own backyards, That's what I think.
Yes, ma'am. I agree wholeheartedly, and I don't tell anyone not to be aware of what's going on around you or to ignore it. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you know and when you trust and believe that which you need, you will be given, even if it's the power of protection in a situation where you may be harmed, have the potential of being harmed. You have to know that whatever that experience is, it's a lesson in it. And most of those lessons that come, we don't want to learn them because, like you said, we live in a society where we are being taught fear on a daily basis. That's why I say cut the TV off.
Not so much of that. In our own environment, you're learning fear because that little baby that's 6 months old couldn't learn all of that you talk about right now because she had only been on this planet 6 months. And that's my first cousin, Watkins. She couldn't learn all of those behaviors in 6 months just on this planet. But I do have faith that she went back to the Creator. But look at what it did to the family. Look what it did to the community. Look, look like a bunch of food to me. In the world you're going to think about a baby learning all of that and only been on this planet 6 months. But we know God got her. But Satan took her away.
Yes, ma'am. It goes right back to the imbalance of what we're talking about today. We've got too much negativity that we're being trained, that we're being programmed with, and it's in our communities in abundance because it shows up. We're killing each other, and until we as individuals, until we, beginning with me, beginning with you, and each and every one of us listening, until we stop and listen to the inner guidance that is within us during the deep breathing, or however it is that you get centered, until we begin to do that and connect globally, this will continue. But continuing this conversation, we can't right now, Rashid. I need to put you on hold. We're 10 minutes behind a commercial break here. So thank you for calling. But just hold on. Don't go anywhere. You're listening live Monday Morning Mindfulness on the Female Solution, and we've got to take a very special break. We'll be right back to share some more information with you. And thanks for listening. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Wanda Carter, producer of the Woman to Woman TV show. We'll be joining the Female Solution radio show on Sundays from 5 to 7 p.m. with a panel of women discussing everything from romance to finance in order to find solutions to the daily challenges we face. So get a pen, call a friend, and stay tuned in to the Woman to Woman Show with Wanda Carter on the Female Solution Radio Show, Sundays, 5 to 7 p.m. Central Time at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution. Call in and comment at 515-605-9325. Press 1 to join the conversation, and let's talk about it, woman to woman.
What happens when a group of people are kidnapped from their homes, smuggled away in chains, and held captive in a foreign land where they are tortured, raped, and forced to perform hard labor by the lash of a whip and under the constant threat of death? Slavery, the African American psychic trauma. What happened to the doctors, writers, scientists, builders, educators, and spiritual leaders from Africa's golden age? Who did they really capture and sell into slavery? Are all African Americans suffering from psychic trauma because of a conspiracy to hide their true identities? Do you have psychic trauma? Take the test on page 22 of the book and see. Order it online today at www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com, and get your personally autographed copy of the book, Slavery, the African American Psychic Trauma.
You are tuned in to the Soulful Chicago Book Fair 2020 Vision Fundraising Campaign. That's right. You can support the vision of reviving Black literary excellence in this city by simply taking your $20 or more and donating it on our website. Visit www.soulfulchicagobookfair.com and click the Donate tab on our homepage, or give us a call at 646-359-6605, and we welcome you, helping us breathe literary life into the South Side of Chicago.
Hey, my name is Dolphin Norris. I'm with Life Builders United. You can reach us on lifebuildersunited.org. Our theme is to build families, to build communities. Our philosophy is on a four-legged stool of self-sufficiency, and that is build where you live, grow what you eat, sew what you wear, and buy where you own. That ends slavery. Thank you.
Shopping is something you have to do every week, whether it's for food, clothing, or cleaning supplies. Wouldn't it be great if you could save time by just pressing a few buttons on your computer and all your shopping was done? All you'd have to do is go to the store and pick it up. It's already bagged up for you. Or just sit at home and wait for it to be delivered. And wouldn't it be great if you got paid every time you and your friends shopped? Well, we can make that happen. We are networking associates independently making affluent households. NAIMAH, NAIMA. Call us at 312-849-3456. That's 312-849-3456. Or visit our website, www.naima.biz.
Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our global peace movement. Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light transcends culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society. HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I am Director Shin-Suk Kim of the HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com.
Are you ready to take charge of your health? Hi, this is Viata, your holistic life coach, and I'll be joining the Female Solution family every Friday morning to assist you in your journey to abundant health. Together, we can reduce the stress, which most health professionals agree is a major contributor to disease. Every Friday, I'll be sharing the knowledge I've gained from over 20 years in the holistic health field. The word holistic simply means taking into consideration mind, body, and spirit to balance and heal your human self. I am truly excited to be able to serve you on the Female Solution.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. People in Chicago have been crying out for justice, equality, and fairness from their government for years. And it keeps getting worse. Unfair taxes, laws that unjustly imprison nonviolent offenders. The rich get richer, and the everyday people suffer. It's time for a change. With your help, I'm here to do it. I'm asking for your support as I run for mayor for the city of Chicago.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
And thank you for joining us back here on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution. How you're learning with ZeldaSpeaks on Monday Morning Mindfulness. You just heard a message from Chicago's own businessman and philanthropist, the man with a heart who is helping neighborhoods and people in the community to do better, be better. Been doing it for 40 years and nobody ever even knew about it. Now that he's running for mayor of the city of Chicago, you can make it happen, as one of his volunteers said at the volunteer phone bank. They have a phone bank every weekend, every Saturday on 66 in Cottage Grove, right there in the corner of 67, right across the street from Aldi. If you want something different, do something outrageous. Volunteer. Make a phone call for him. Show up at the volunteer office and make a difference. If you look out your front door and you like what you see, then stay at home. But if you look out your door and don't like what you see, then maybe you want to consider volunteering to be an agent of change in your community so we can stop all the senseless killings and violence and the lack of resources that we have, that we don't have, I should say. Dr. Wilson has gone out of his way. It was last Thursday, I believe it was, yes. He went to Cook County Jail, 200,000 napkins, something. County and the state of Illinois, even though they get paid for it, they charge women for things like that for sanitary napkins. And I might be wrong, but that's what I'm told. So I can only go by what I'm told. If I'm wrong, call in and let me know. 515-605-9325. But if you have something you want to share, press 1 to speak. But I'd like to go back to this outrageousness that we're talking about. If you want to get involved, you want to do something different in your community, especially when you're on social media, be sure and use the hashtag I am Willie Wilson or I am Dr. Willie Wilson or hashtag WillieWilsonForMayor.com. Get involved. You want something different, do something outrageous. Make your voice heard. Stop complaining to your community about all the ills that are going on in your life. Get behind a movement such as the former Harold Washington. That was a movement. We have got to make this a movement. If we want to see something different in our lives and in our community, we are in control. We have more power than we will ever know. So if you want something different, stop complaining about it. Put your money where your mouth is. I want to thank Sister Rashida. She came and talked about that old-fashioned remedy of for constipation, and it wasn't really explained in detail. I know you did say Epsom salts, but you didn't say how much, when to use it. So if Rashida is still on the line, I would like for her to call back and share that information with our listeners, because we need.
I'm on the line.
Oh, thank you, Rashida. So, can you give us that in detail about the Epsom salt? I remember my grandmother talking about it when I was a child, talking about the Epsom salt. As a matter of fact, she used it on me a couple of times. But now I use something called nopalina, which is a mixture of fiber and flaxseed and some others. I can't think of it right now, but I use nopalina. But yeah, that Epsom salt. Tell us exactly what you used and how you did it. Can you share that with our audience?
Well, it's an old remedy for my grandmother. She's 107 years old. It's just 1 tablespoon of Epsom salt with 8 ounce glass. 1 tablespoon and 1.5 tablespoons of Epsom salt and 8 ounce glass of water.
1 tablespoon of Epsom salt and an 8 ounce glass of water. And when should you drink that? In the morning on an empty stomach, or when? You have food on your stomach?
Actually, you should do it. You should do it when you don't have a lot of outside activities, whether it's morning or evening, because about a half an hour you see the big dump come out, and then later the little pellets come out, and then you have a clean, solid, bowel movement, like without a fiber inclusion in your diet. But it has magnesia. That's what's good for the stomach. But I want to say this, sister. I would like for us to have something going on, because I talked to the governor, and now he's made it possible for our youth to have mental health service without medication. And I would like, last year when I was here, we had a FIN healthcare agency, and we reached out to the community and to the schools. In fact, Harold Washington School was one of them, because they have 82% of the elementary school children there were homeless, and homelessness breeds trauma. Especially
Did you say 82%?
Yes, ma'am.
82% homeless children?
Yeah, and most of the
and
primary.
Where is this?
It was Harold Washington Elementary School.
Oh my goodness!
And it's in the smallest community in the city of Chicago, which is called Burnside, with the most unsolved homicide.
Oh my goodness!
But and a lot of people, because of economics and lack of support of President Obama, he did come out with what you call the HEART Act. That's to amend the Stuart B. McKinney Act, which is only federal legislation for the homeless. But he amended it with low interest mortgage. But Chase Bank, they don't honor houses that are $50,000 and under. So a lot of those houses were going for that amount, but they couldn't honor the HEART Act, the amendment to the only federal legislation. So homelessness is considered a developmental disability for the children. And homelessness also, when the children are in transition, it accrued a lot of issues such as depression and trauma. So my approach to it was to have private duty nurses to go in and nurture those children, and in the classroom. And then we found out that most of those children were reason why they were so hyper. They ran away. The kindergartens ran away. 4 European teachers, and they were disciplining them by putting them in the corner of the school classroom had asbestos, and then outside of that's what we let go on in our community, thinking we're doing something, just praying and don't do no action. But I went inside that school, and I think Sister Naima came, and and I had the inspectors in there, because I could not believe those children were so hyper. Kindergartens, before they come into the classroom, a big hole big enough for their little body in at the side of the door to get in with all that lead. 80% of them were tested for lead. That's why they were so hyper. They had lead in them.
Oh my
and
goodness.
we sitting up talking crazy about something. People got shot right on the corner of the school. That's enough to traumatize a homeschool child.
That's
so
enough
the
to traumatize the community. Oh my goodness. Sister Rashida, you are so full of information, and we greatly appreciate the fact that you are in touch with Governor Rauner. And speaking of Governor Rauner, he's trying to get the support of Dr. Willie Wilson, who is trying to help the black community get funding for programs that are needed in our schools, as well as resources, period. And one of the things he says this publicly on Facebook Live and all the TV shows that we are recording, where he speaks, and he says Governor Rauner wants something from him. And they had a meeting, and he said, well, he wanted something for the community too. So he is negotiating on our half to try to make it better. And one of those programs is the BEP program, the BEP. It's for small business owners who want to get funding with the state of Illinois and all the resources, all the organizations and the agencies in the state of Illinois that have funding for small businesses. So you want to keep that in mind. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Rashida. We will see you next week, Monday here, same place, same time on Monday Morning Mindfulness. Be sure and join us. If you are an entrepreneur, you want to sign up for the BEP program, Google it. It's online. If you have a small business, it's time you get in touch with an organization that can help you, and that's the BEP, the BEP program that will help you get contracts with the state of Illinois. There's about 20 different agencies, and Dr. Willie Wilson has brought a task force to the state of Illinois to make that happen. And you'll be seeing that on the Higher Learning Network, Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19, and 24/7 on higherlearningnetwork.org. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next Monday morning for Monday Morning Mindfulness. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, stay tuned to your next session of Monday Morning Mindfulness. And you can check out, or I should say visit me during the week at ZeldaSpeaks.com to contact me, or call me at 312-409-6619. Make it a great day and hydrate. Drink lots of water. Be good to yourself. God bless. Peace.
France. Merci. Spain. Gracias. Italy. Grazie. Egypt. Shukran. Ghana. Medasi. Nigeria, Eshe, South Africa, Ngiyabonga, Senegal, Geret, Kenya, Asante, Israel, Toda, Pakistan, Shukriya, Afghanistan, Tashakkur, Saudi Arabia, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you. And may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.